Gonna get real.
A word on protesting. All right, here we go. So look, I'm watching this. There's some action going on over here. Uh, Richie Incognito.
Place bets.
Incognito. Reggie, not Richie. Sorry. Uh, Reggie Incognito. Man, shouts out to this guy. He's out there on the streets, in the middle of everything. He doesn't know if it's going to be a Black Lives Matter protester that fires a gun and shoots him. And Reggie Incognito, I think he's African. He's light skinned, but he's got Afro features. So, he doesn't know if a Black Lives Matter person's going to shoot him. He doesn't know if a Trump guy is going to shoot him. He doesn't know if a cop's going to shoot him. He doesn't know if an FBI or a CIA agent dressed up as a protester or a Trump guy, or, and this happens way more than you think, dressed up as a cop who has immunity behind the scenes. You don't know that. The cops don't know that. He's a Fed. Nobody except for the feds know that, and he's put on the scene to pop a cap in one of these protesters to start this all. This is called Agent Provocateur. This is called sabotage, and these people are known as saboteurs. There are other titles. I'm drawing a blank right now. But listen, beyond that, this is called A Word on Protesting, and we're just going to sit back and watch. This got pretty tense for a minute. I'm going to just give you a background. So in Rochester, there was somebody was apprehended by police, and this occurred in April, so this occurred before. The beginning of April is when it occurred, and they released the body cam footage. Same thing. The police officer put his knee on the back of someone's neck and they died. But even worse now is, for such a long time, it's been covered up as an overdose death. They tried. I don't know if the person had. I have no background info on the person other than it was a male in his late 20s, I believe, like 29 years old. That's all I know. And
Please share the stream to Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Please for me. You can take it down when the stream is done.
it's going down.
Hit the like button.
That's what he's saying. So, oh, I didn't mean to. So, anyways, what I'm saying is, the protesters, they made demands. They said, in 24 hours, something, so and so is going to happen, or else they're going to get rushed. I don't know what their demands were. I think they demanded that they handed over the police to the people. I think that's what they demanded. Don't get me wrong. I showed up to this stream late, but when I heard the demands, I knew they weren't empty demands. The crowd was behind them, and the police have the station cordoned off, and the protesters, I don't know. I don't have a good view. I'm not familiar with Rochester, New York, but
TMZ, shepherd flag.
basically and the police are on the other main streets, and
I do this for Skid Row. I can't say that enough. All my streams and everything that I do when I be at the end of the day and I count my fucking dividends up is for Skid Row, man, for real. So thank you.
he's talking about his movement, his charity, something like that. Skid Row. I don't know if Skid Row's a movement or if Skid Row refers to, well, what used to be the old homeless places over in the West Coast. They got shut down by the liberals out in the 80s, I believe. They shut down all the sane asylums. And they were privatized or shut them down altogether, I forget. And then the homeless people didn't have anywhere to go. They had tent shelters and old abandoned buildings, and they shut down Skid Row. And then the homeless people became, vagrants all over the city because they had nowhere to go. But you're going to see the police, blocking off the street right here, yeah. See? He only flashed it. Look, back to the title. I'm going to make this quick. I'm going to wrap it up. It's called A Word on Protesting. Look, I understand why people are protesting, right? I'm not not marginalizing anything here, but what I am bringing to the forefront is the psychological warfare that is being waged on the people of the world. Here we're focusing on the United States. What I'm referring to is this coronavirus was released by design to get everybody to stop and be sheltered in place, and it's basically to go crazy, to be mad, because they don't have anything to look forward to. So this brings protesting to the forefront. Not only that, but when people have no other choice but to watch what's going on, and they're chanting his name, Daniel Prude. And when people have no other choice but to watch what's going on, they become emotionally invested because they can't go to work, they can't go to the gym, they can't do this, they can't do that. And this is all by design, and they've done this. And I've said this, and I've talked about this on my Twitter one time, and people can believe me or not, or understand me or not, but I've said that the police officers, they now have permission, they now have orders to start killing people, primarily people who do not look like they vote for Donald Trump, if you catch what I'm saying. And it's all a divide and conquer tactic. The police are run by the Freemasons. It's a fraternal order. They take an oath to it. The higher-ups of all police departments are maybe not the rural and some suburbans, but when you talk about the cities, they're all initiated, whether it's openly initiated or not. It's all part of a group. And they are out here killing people on purpose so that people come out here and protest, because one of these, mark my words, you can start the quote, start the recording. This is a recording right here. I want everybody to hear what I have to say. One of these protests is going to blow up. One of these protests, there will be what conspiracy theorists call a false flag. And what I'm referring to when I say a false flag, I will give you an example, okay? And this is not only one way to run a false flag. A false flag would be a federal agent dressing up as a Trump supporter and a federal agent dressing up as a Biden supporter at a protest, and then they begin to fight each other in intent to start a brawl, and when the brawl starts, they duck out. Now, it gets worse than that. Guns get involved, bombs get involved. A lot of the events that have happened in America, of what you think you understand the story, you have no clue. Things that go on behind the scenes you would not understand. So, false flags, agent provocateurs, saboteurs, it's all part of the tactics. It's COINTELPRO. It's been done since the mafia. It's how they infiltrate the mafia. They get federal agents to infiltrate the ranks of a movement, or in this case, the mafia. They get them up to the higher ranks. They start whacking people. They start snitching on people. Then eventually, a Fed is undercover and is running the mob, or the mafia. For all you know, El Chapo is a Fed. You have no clue. You don't know. Because guess what? The Feds would give him impunity to murder, to rape, to pillage. They don't care. That's the fact. So anyways, listen, big ups to the people protesting in the streets. Be careful out there. But at the same time, understand what's happening and what is inevitably going to happen at one of these protests. It's Russian roulette. Anyways, it's been too much said already. I'm going to end this stream once I figure out how